What if brain fog after 60 wasn't permanent and could actually lift in just 3 days? Japan's oldest practicing doctor, Dr. Hinohara, swore by two ancient foods. Science now confirms they activate brain repair pathways most seniors don't know about. And it all starts with what he ate for breakfast. Forgetfulness, slower thinking, mental fatigue. After 60, many just accept it as normal. But Dr. Hinohara didn't. He lived to 105, practicing medicine until his final year. And his secret, two fermented foods that activate deep memory repair within days. Let's explore how they work and how to bring them into your own life. 1. The BDNF fertilizer pathway. Let me tell you what changed everything for Frank, 71. He'd been struggling with mental fog for months. Couldn't finish his crosswords, forgot where he parked, sometimes even repeated stories without realizing it. He thought, maybe it's just what happens after 70. But one morning, while reading about Dr. Hinohara, Japan's legendary doctor who practiced until 100, he discovered something curious. Dr. Hinohara credited his sharp mind to one sticky, humble food, natto, fermented soybeans. Now, here's why that matters. After 60, your brain's ability to grow and repair itself drops by up to 30%. It's like the fertilizer factory in your brain starts shutting down. That fertilizer? It's called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF like Miracle Grow for your neurons. It helps grow new branches, repair damaged circuits, and keep your thinking sharp. But aging slows its production. And that's where natto comes in. According to a 2023 study in Food and Function, fermented soy like natto activates something called the Krebs pathway, a chain reaction that flips the switch on your brain's own BDNF system. It's like a fertilizer delivery truck, bypassing the factory slowdown and feeding your memory centers directly. In fact, lab tests on aging mice, the human equivalent of folks in their 60s and 70s, showed significant improvement in spatial memory and learning after just 12 weeks of natto. So, what did Frank do? He started small, 1 tablespoon of natto with warm rice every morning. He didn't expect much, but 10 days in, something shifted. He could remember names again, finished his crossword, felt awake. I didn't change anything else, he said, just that one thing. So, if you're waking up in a fog, maybe it's not your age. Maybe your brain just needs its fertilizer back. What's your morning ritual right now? And could it use a little upgrade? 2. The brain's cleanup crew, natto kinase. Here's something nobody told Susan, not even her neurologist. That morning fog, the one where you feel like your thoughts are stuck in molasses, it's not always about memory loss. Sometimes it's about plumbing. You see, as we age, protein clumps start to form in our brains. Little sticky tangles made of things like amyloid beta and fibrin. They clog blood flow, restrict oxygen, slow down the very neurons that help us think clearly. And here's the kicker. These clumps form faster after 60. But nature has its own cleaning crew. It's called nattokinase, an enzyme found in natto, the same fermented soybean Dr. Hinohara ate every morning. Nattokinase works like a gentle janitor, scrubbing away those sticky deposits and opening up the blood vessels that feed your memory centers. A Japanese clinical study found that nattokinase can degrade amyloid and fibrin proteins, the very ones that block cognitive flow, at normal body temperatures. Translation? It works inside you, without harsh chemicals or medications. And many participants noticed improved clarity in as little as 7 to 21 days. Susan, 68, was skeptical. She wasn't keen on trying natto's sticky texture, so she tried a supplement instead. Just 1/2 teaspoon of natto kinase powder, stirred into warm tea, first thing in the morning before breakfast. 2 weeks in, she looked up from her journal and said, I feel lighter, not just in my body, in my head. It wasn't dramatic, but it was steady. She told me, it's like the clouds lift a little more each morning. Here's a question for you. What would it feel like to wake up clear? Not with caffeine, but with circulation. 3. Cooling brain. Inflammation. George, 73, didn't think his brain fog had anything to do with inflammation. He blamed age or bad sleep. But what he didn't know, and what many seniors don't, is that the brain can get inflamed, just like your joints. Especially after 60, when hormones drop, the brain's immune system can get stuck in the on position, creating a low, slow fire that burns behind your focus. But that's where fermented soy comes in. When you eat natto or miso, your body creates natural peptides, healing signals that raise IL-10, the brain's anti-inflammatory messenger, and lower IL-1 beta, the molecule linked to mental fatigue and memory loss. Think of it like a sprinkler system, quietly cooling the heat in your brain's wiring. And it starts fast. One study found that seniors eating fermented soy daily saw measurable drops in inflammation markers in just 2 weeks. George made one simple change. He swapped his usual canned soup for 1 cup of warm miso at lunch. Miso paste, hot water, seaweed, that's it. 10 days in, he told me, I don't snap as much. I think more clearly. It's like someone opened a window in my head. Sometimes brain fog isn't about adding more energy. Sometimes it's about calming the fire. Do you ever feel your thoughts are caught in the heat when what you need is quiet? 4. Healing the gut-brain. Highway. Clara had never heard of the gut-brain connection. She thought her brain fog was all in her head, but it was actually starting in her gut. After 60, the lining of our digestive tract often becomes more porous, what doctors call a leaky gut. This allows tiny toxins and bacteria to slip into the bloodstream, triggering low-grade inflammation that clouds our thinking, weakens mood, and exhausts memory over time. Here's the good news. Fermented foods like miso and natto don't just help your brain directly. They help by healing your gut first. They're full of probiotics and short-chain fatty acids that strengthen the intestinal lining, repair gut barrier function, and improve communication through the vagus nerve, the superhighway between your belly and your brain. Think of it like upgrading the wiring between 2 phone towers. Clearer signals, less static, fewer dropped calls. In a study using aging mice, the human equivalent of someone in their 60s, researchers found that after just 7 days of fermented soy, vagus nerve activity improved and mental performance followed. That's what Clara noticed too. She added 1 small bowl of miso broth with dinner. Nothing fancy, just warm water, a spoon of paste, some mushrooms. Within a week, she felt lighter, less anxious in the evenings, fewer mental crashes after meals, more ease in her conversations. She told me, I didn't expect food to help my mood, but now I don't want to go a day without it. If your thoughts feel scrambled or sluggish, could your gut be trying to send a message? 5. Myth. Soy is bad for aging hormones. Frank's wife Evelyn had one rule in the kitchen. No soy. It messes with hormones. She'd heard it from a neighbor, read it in a headline, and avoided tofu, miso, even edamame for years. And she's not alone. Many seniors, especially women, have been told soy can disrupt estrogen or cause hormone problems. But what most people don't realize is, not all soy is the same. Dr. Hinohara understood this distinction well. He didn't eat soy protein powders or ultra-processed soy snacks. He ate fermented soy, miso, natto, tempeh, the kind that's been aged, cultured, and transformed by bacteria into a healing food. And the research backs him up. A massive 2020 meta-analysis from the British Medical Journal followed over 92,000 adults across nearly 15 years. Those who consumed fermented soy daily had a 10 to 11% lower risk of all-cause mortality, meaning they were less likely to die of any cause, including heart disease and stroke. Even better, fermented soy was linked to better hormone balance in aging adults, especially postmenopausal women, due to its high content of isoflavones, plant compounds that support estrogen receptor health without overstimulation. So, what did Evelyn do? She didn't dive into natto right away. She started with half a cup of warm miso soup, just a few times a week. Simple, familiar, gentle, and within 3 weeks her digestion improved, her blood pressure stabilized, and her doctor lowered one of her medications. She laughed and said, "Turns out miso wasn't the enemy, it was the missing piece. Have you been avoiding soy? or just the wrong kind of soy. We often think memory fades because of age, but sometimes it fades because we've stopped feeding the very systems that keep it alive. Dr. Hinohara lived to 105, not with expensive pills or perfect genetics, but with rhythm. He ate the same healing foods every day. He believed in simplicity, in nourishment, in staying curious until the end. And what if that same approach could begin with something as small as a spoonful of natto, or a bowl of warm miso soup? Because clarity doesn't always come in a flash. Sometimes it returns slowly, like morning light rising behind the fog. Have you found a small ritual that brings you peace, even before it brings results? If this journey spoke to you, if something in it made you pause or breathe a little deeper, consider joining us here. This channel is for seniors, caregivers, and anyone who still believes in steady healing. We share practical ways to eat, think, and live, guided by science, stories, and soul. You're not alone in this.